We are in Madrid, where BQ, one of the last companies in Europe that's producing smartphones, is here with a brand new smartphone called the Aquaris X5. You probably know the M5 from a really nice Ubuntu smartphone, and now we have here one of the first devices by BQ that has a complete metal body here, for example, in the rose gold with white color. It's also available in silver and white, and also in complete black that you can see here, and that we will take a closer look at because it of course doesn't have the cables. But I think the rose gold also looks quite beautiful with the BQ having also this nice shiny color to it, and yeah, just from all around quite nice smartphone that the company produced here for a starting price of $229, which is really not that expensive if you ask me. But let's continue with the black one, where we have, as I said, no cables, so I can show you a little bit better around. For example, here with the BQ logo completely being in black. The plastic black back cover is non-removable, so the battery is also non-removable, but it's easier to take apart the smartphone and repair, for example, something on it, but you don't need to because they have a 5-year warranty. 5-year warranties are really amazing because, of course, you don't have to worry much about the phone being broken. So 30-megapixel camera on the back by Sony, the IMX214. Then we have dual LED flash here, which is also quite nice on the back, and otherwise this doesn't feel like rubber or anything. It's really plastic, but not too bad. Then we have a headset jack on top, a microphone also, 2 little antennas. On this side we have the micro SD card slot to expand the internal memory, and then also we have here the on and off switch and the volume rocker. On the bottom, micro USB and microphone, and also quite important, Dolby Atmos speaker system on the bottom, so 3D sound should be possible, and a dual SIM nano SIM card slot, so you can use 2 SIM cards here in this smartphone with only 7.5 millimeters thickness and still 2,900 milliamps on a 5-inch device. And the 5-inch device has a 720p display, so HD resolution, which means that it doesn't need really much power, and the battery life should be amazing here on this smartphone. Otherwise, internally we have a Qualcomm Snapdragon 412 processor, 2 gigs of RAM in this case. It's also available with 3 gigs of RAM, and more than 16 gigs of internal memory, of course, for not much more. 229 is the 16 gig with 2 gig of RAM, and then we have the 32 with 3 gigs, I think, for 269. So it's really not that much more expensive. So you can see that the system is quite fast. We can do anything we want on here quite quickly. Also thanks to the GPU, which is a Adreno 306-bit, almost 500 megahertz in speed. And also what you have in here is on the front also 5-megapixel camera with a flashlight by Samsung. So nothing missing in here for everyday use. You can see the BQ logo also on the bottom, not with the BQ staying right there. We can see the 5 dots in the background. That's the home button. We have here the last apps button, so we can close up, for example, everything that's open here in Android 5.1.1, and there is definitely an Android M update coming since the company is also in the Android One program, which means that as soon as they finish it, there will be an Android M update, of course, coming out for free for this smartphone. So you can feel it's quite quick. From the 16 gigs, we have 12 gigs available, which is also quite nice. If you go back home, you can start up the camera, and then you can see the front camera with 5 megapixels has a really nice wide angle. I can shoot with the flashlight here, a picture of myself, and we can check that out, and then you can see myself here, my beard, for example, looking quite sharp. Let's go back here and let's turn around the camera, where you can see that on the back we have, of course, the video option for full HD videos right here. Then you can, of course, shoot slow motion videos, time-lapse videos. Also, for example, Sony is missing that, I don't know why. And you can also just touch it here on the bottom. You don't have to do these gestures, but it's a quite nice phone for $229, and you can easily compare it with the Samsung Galaxy S6, for example, S6 Edge right here next to it. It's looking quite good. Comparable in thickness, 7.5 versus 7.3, I think, millimeters. Here the Samsung in this case. And of course the glass cover on the back is not as ideal, of course looking pretty as the BQ, because it is fingerprint repellent. So you can almost see here no fingerprints on here, only a little bit of sweat by me, because yeah, that's just my nature. The same for the Apple iPhone 6s, which with 4.7 inches is of course a little bit smaller, but not much smaller. And also not much thinner with 7.1 millimeters versus 7.5. But the battery is 1/3 smaller, only 2000 milliamp, not even 2000 versus 2900 here in the Aquaris X5, with 1/3 of the price for the Aquaris and even expandable internal memory. So this was just a really short hands-on and comparison here of the brand new Aquaris X5 from Madrid, where BQ is based and producing also a lot of things here. Thank you much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe. My name is Balazs, and until next time, peace and then again.